Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you on a beautiful Saturday here in Hollandale Beach. You see the fast main track, the firm turf course, Tapeta as well. We've got a good 12-race card for you today. Turf Stakes a little later on. Turf Stakes this weekend for the boys and the girls today and tomorrow. And, of course, that Rainbow Six, which was hit the other day for well over $200,000. Builds quickly here, though, and on the 12-race card, race number 7 today, we are back to $150,000 in estimated pool.
Yep, it's going to be big today. A lot of good racing all around. 12 races.
Yeah.
Let's jump in. A lot to cover.
Tough sequence. Ronnie will be out later with that Rainbow. We'll show his ticket as well. But as Samantha said, let's jump right into it. Early pick 5 here in about 54 minutes for the opener. You can see that pool about to hit $40,000. I believe there's a super high 5 carryover in the opening race as well, which you'll see pop up on your screen there. But let's take a look at my ticket. I had to really chop this down when I initially put this together, Samantha. It was $120. We're not going to send that out on a non-monster Saturday. So here it is for 40 now. It is a difficult sequence. You can see the single in race 2. That's Oscar's World. Brian Lynch could have a big day today. He could have a big weekend too. He's got the favorite in the stakes tomorrow. In race number 3, and this is where we just start really spreading. I've got the 2 prevent on top. In race number 4, this is my long shot, the 3 Macuto. I wanted to go 6 deep here. This is the race where I had to cut down. And in race number 5, I'm going to leave it as a spread race, and I've got Veloce, the 4 on top at 12-1 on the morning line, getting back to the Tapeta here at Gulfstream Park. It is a very tricky early pick 4. We've got a middle pick 4 coming up a little bit later on as well. But let's get into the opener, Samantha. We're 6 furlongs on a fast main track. These are 12-5 maiden claimers, 3-year-old fillies going at it. Very short number right now on Cajun Anthem, but we're both looking to try to beat her. You'll do it with the 2 Sand Wedge. Victor Barboza trying to get some traction here at the championship meet.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This is a field where, honestly, none of them are that great.
Right.
And so it's really just a matter of who can be a little more great than the less great here. And I feel like the 2 might be one of those. The dirt race wasn't bad. Now she's in for the tag. The Tapeta, she didn't make a dent. Second off the layoff now.
Yeah.
Might be tighter here.
Little more, less great.
Little more, less great.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like what you're doing there.
Makes
I'm right
sense.
next door with the 3 Chic and Scat for Jorge Delgado. Added Lasix last time. It was an okay race. It was a fast race for the level, if nothing else.
Exactly. That helps.
We don't want to pick Cajun Anthem at a short number. I do feel like getting back to a fast main track will help. That was the big figure race.
Right.
2 back. We're going to add Lasix. We like the job Liz Dobles does, but I got to fade this barn right now. It's as simple as that.
Yep, you could not say it any better. This barn is just extremely cold right now, so just tread lightly.
And you got IRAD landing here, which is great, but that also means that's why early in the betting we're sitting up there at 3-5, and that's a no-no to be sure. Early pick 4 kicks off in race number 2. It's a run back. We don't need to show that ticket. We're going a mile on the turf here in a maiden special weight. This is a good one. We've got the same exacta, and I don't really think that's a surprise, Samantha, because Oscar's World is clearly the horse to beat. Long shot scratch of the 6 Sweet Travels, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see her tomorrow in the opener. Let's pull up the replay of Oscar's World. This is his second start. It's hard to debut going long. This race here, he still ran very well. We'll see in a jam actually a little later today. He ran well
he was
here.
Good.
Yeah, he ran very well. He just didn't have any gas to finish it out. And in jam has had like 9 races. And Oscar's World, that was his second.
Yeah, Jam finally put it together. He's okay, and as you said, we'll see him a little bit later on. I think probably I can speak for you in that we picked him for a couple different reasons. He is the best horse in here.
Yeah.
He has an edge over a couple first-time starters as well. We'll get to the homebred now for Ken Ramsey, and that is the 2 Ramseses, I guess we'll say, with Sean Levy here. A Safi first, or a little pedigree here.
Yeah, there is. He worked with their other first-time starter that we'll see in a race that looks like they split them.
Yeah.
And they both are not much separating them. They both seem turfy. The dam was good on the grass. She ran 5s on the turf, on the sheets. It's hard to debut going 2 turns up.
Yeah. Kick a Buck, the first homebred for Peter Brandt and Chad Brown. Nice pedigree here. I don't do the jockey's musical chairs thing. You know, Luis Saez never, ever rides for Chad Brown, and I rides here.
So that's interesting that you bring that up because I looked it up. With Saez in the last 5 years, 9 for 27.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's not a rider. But I will say this. A lot of our jockey colony is across the state at Tampa today.
Irad's not.
Irad is not.
He's right next door on the 2. I don't know. The barn's been cold.
It's interesting.
Big pedigree here. This is a half to Fort Washington, who's pretty darn good on the grass.
Took him a while, though.
Took him a while. It's a good point. I love the post. But, Chad sent out a lot of very well-bred runners that have run alike next time.
Yeah, or the time after.
Agree.
Yeah.
So just tread lightly here. We'll check the tote board in this race as well. And Samantha gets to check them out and give some thoughts, too. Race number 3 now. We'll go $170 on the Tapeta. These are state breds here, 3-year-olds. It's an optional claimer, a clean field of 6. I had a problem with this race. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I had a problem making the line for this race. I don't know what they're going to do in this race, but I was somewhat confident at least getting back to 2 turns is a good thing for prevent.
Exactly. And this horse really likes the Tapeta here. The turf race, I should say, just don't pay attention too much to that. It wasn't, I get it was, he had a little bit of speed early on. I'm hoping he's going to show it again here today. The rails, are not our issue here on the Tapeta, but the rails last time that prevent ran on the turf, they were at 45, and I kind of felt like maybe he was sent along a little more to compromise for that.
Well, don't forget, too, and as you know, I'll just remind everybody, she's talking about the Pulpit. That was an epic meltdown race.
Yes.
That race absolutely fell apart in mid-stretch. Why? Because they went 45 and 4 to the half. The horses that were 1, 2, 3 late were 7, 9, 8 early. So you can see it was a complete meltdown. Don't hold it too much against prevent. I'm assuming they're going to bet North Shore Drive. That's great. And it's Carlos, David, and Irad. I'm going to watch one, at least before I put a horse like this on top.
It's hard too, right? Going to 2 turns on the Tapeta. I don't know what you get from a horse like this today.
Never been on the Tapeta. Never been 2 turns. It's Irad, it's Carlos, David, Lasix. I'm going to watch one here, but I get that this horse would be no surprise either. Race number 4, back at $170 on the Tapeta here. These are 12-5 maiden claimers. The 3-year-olds will go at it. The 5, No Match Charlie, is a gelding. The 13, Decisive Warrior, is out. That's also eligible. Tricky race for me. You started with Kuwait Towers, who woke up a little bit on the drop last time. This horse this horse like a saddle slipped or something weird was going on in that race too.
Yeah, the saddle slipped back. Yeah, the saddle just had slipped back there, and I don't really think that made much of a difference because Paco Lopez, he will do any. I mean, he would ride without the saddle. I'm pretty sure, but still, it's not it's not a comfortable position for anybody or the horse, because if you look at Buck and Broncos, the saddle, their strap is on their flanks, and that's what makes them buck. So maybe it wasn't that far back, but I'm just saying it couldn't have been comfortable. He's only his 3rd start that day, so he's eligible to improve.
No, I agree. My long shot's in here. It's a 3 Macuto. This is just, there's the board. The dart maybe lands on the 3. We added Lasix last time. The figure was a little better. First time in for a tag last time on Tapeta. Massive post help today.
Yes.
And as we like to say, this is an Antonio Sano kind of race.
It is. Oh, yeah. Through and through.
Yeah, and the winner, that was a good race. Battle of Dover ran really, really well in that race. Here's a stat. Let's take a look at the 11 Modern Lane. I have no idea what we're going to get on this horse. They're going to bet this horse today. Look at this. First off the switch here, Tapeta routes. So here's Jose D'Angelo, who's riding, by the way. Oh, Irad is here. So I would think you're going to get the best out of Modern Lane.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know either. He at least at the OBS March sale, he worked very well on the Tapeta. He worked 10 flat that day. That's why he went for 170. That's a good little work. So at least in that he handled it. But that was almost a year ago, and that was only going a furlong.
He's going for 12.5 today.
Yep, not a good sign.
Not a good sign. No. He was beating a football field in his debut too. Dead last. Football field?
I know a lot about football fields.
How many yards in a football field?
I'm not too sure.
All right, there's 100 of them.
There we go.
100 of them. Super Bowl's tomorrow, by the way.
Yes.
All right, race number 5 here. Moving on. We are a mile and an eighth on the Tapeta. We do not run 9 furlongs on the Tapeta all that often here.
Nope.
These are 4-year-olds and up. It's a 12-5 claimer. Good, solid group in here. Gooch Bra missed a party last week with the mandatory, or a couple weeks ago. He's always in the first race.
He was waiting for today.
Yeah, he was waiting for today. I'm sure as heck not picking him. Are you? No, you're
Nope.
not either.
No.
Oh, my goodness. You're on the same horse as I am.
I think you copied my picks
Wow.
today. This is my long shot. You just said it's your top pick.
I don't copy picks.
Oh, yeah. This horse, the last time he was on the Tapeta, they were really good races. Possiblemente we saw win a couple weeks ago for Darian Rodriguez. Bryce Canyon is one of those horses that he always catches the Fly the W races, and that's who he was finishing 4th behind. This horse fits perfect here.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's a cool race. There's a lot of hard knockers in this race. You don't want to pick Gooch Bra either. Talk about the 7 infamous convert for Marty Drexler. This is okay, 2 things. It's off the claim for Marty. That's a big deal. This horse absolutely aired last time. That's good, too. First time here. That was a 3L last time. There's no 3Ls in here. It's a good group.
No, there's not. This is actually a really good group for the 12-5 level, and it's kind of whose day is it.
Right.
And the other Marty Drexler, Sand Dancer, he needs the length of a football field to get going finally. And he's one that just takes him forever. He needs 2 miles, honestly, and he'll get an extra 16.
Yeah, going to be it'll be sharp for him. Rohan's going to try with Gooch Bra. Why not? Everybody else has. And Rohan Crichton is 27% off the claim. Here's Irad. He'll pop aboard Gooch Bra, too. I'll say this. He's a 3. He's going to be favored in here. We used to say, he keeps having trouble. He keeps having trouble. I think now we're just saying he just keeps finding
He is
trouble.
the troublemaker.
Thank you.
He does it himself. I don't know why he does that to himself. He wants to make the most complicated path to the finish line.
Yes. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's why he hasn't won 5 starts. And he's bet, look at him, 3-5, 9-5, 17-10, 5-2. He's 9-5 today, and he might well win with these potent connections, but he's just the type of horse that, again, we say this often, we're gambling here, not on Gooch Bra.
Right.
Race number 6, this is that split division we were talking about earlier. Mile on the turf in the maiden special weight here. We do have a scratch of the 2. The 2 is out. I'm not going to pronounce that. That's why Pete's upstairs, but he's not going to pronounce it either because the 2 is out. I didn't think, Samantha, this was, at least on paper, as salty of a group as possibly earlier on.
I agree.
Okay.
It is the start of the Tropical Turf Pick 3.
Go.
6, 9, and 11 today. We'll look at my ticket. Just singling here. Race 9, it's another single for me. That's Karatari. And in race number 11, I don't know what to do with this group. I do have the 5 on top, running Rocket, Brian Lynch. But I think there are some others that can maybe pop up. So $21 for me. And I agree. This is a group that we don't know what we're really going to get.
Nope. And that's why she's singling the 6, and that's why the 6 is my best bet of the day as well, and that is Mythic Performance. We have not yet tried the turf, but it's in there. That's for sure. Boy, you don't see a lot of Hennessy's anymore. Hennessy on the bottom of this pedigree, well before your time. But first time Lasix, hey, it's Brian Lynch.
Yeah, let's pull up the replay, too, because I think that one thing about Mythic Performance here, and Tricari, actually, we're going to see in the 9th race, or the 11th race, pardon me, today. This horse tries really, really hard, and he travels. There's a couple worse on him on XBTV, and I'm not comparing the Tapeta to the dirt at all, but sometimes I feel like the Tapeta can be closer than the dirt, than the turf. He travels way better on the grass, is what I'm saying, and he gets to it today.
Yeah, if he handles it, he's
fine.
Going to win. I mean, he's supposed to win. Let's just put it that way. We're all over the place underneath, and I think that makes sense. You got to talk to me into the 1 because I just didn't think this horse did a whole heck of a lot of running at all at Saratoga. Paid $7,000 for this horse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's a half to Champagne Juan.
Nice pedigree.
Yeah, and the dam ran 2s on the turf, so there's turf intentions here. He's gelded now. Gets first time Lasix. He's not a very big horse at all. Definitely a grass horse. I don't know, just taking a shot.
Dam won the Grade 2 Honeymoon.
Yeah.
I don't know how many $7,000 horses are in Todd Pletcher's barn. I mean, didn't run poorly on debut. I don't want to beat him up that much.
No.
And he is a gelding today. Maybe he wakes up. The freshening, we'll see. It's just a very, very odd horse.
Yeah.
I'm Rapture Bay, nothing clever here. I thought the post, I think the big deal to me, and he was coming out of that in a jam race with Oscar's World.
Yes.
Big post advantage today from last time.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll take a look at how Oscar's World runs.
Good point.
Too.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the benefit of seeing that race early. Highland Peak's a firster for Glen Hill that could be okay with a little pedigree as well. 6 down, 6 to go. When we come back, Ron Nicoletti's got that rainbow, $150,000 in that estimated jackpot. They've been sending it in on Saturdays. We'll have one for you when we come back.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back. Brian and Samantha with you on a 12-race Saturday card here. Beautiful weather. We hope to see you out here on a good day of racing. And when we left you, we said that Rainbow 6 and race number 7, $150,000 is our estimation. They've been betting hard on Saturdays. Let's take a look at Ron's ticket. He'll be out with me for the opener as well. We'll see what we got working here. 48.60 for Ron. He's got a bunch of 3s surrounded, 3 deeps, I should say, surrounded in race 8 by a single in Secret Crush for my racehorse. And I know you're going to talk to them, and this is a horse that I think this horse it can run, Samantha, too.
I think so.
Yeah, 9 to 5 on the morning line with the whole group there. It could be a lot shorter than that, and I think he finds a good race, too,
yes.
By the way. A good field to flash a little bit on debut. So let's get into this race here to kick off this sequence now. In race number 7, we go 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. 4-year-olds and up, the fillies and mares never won 3 or a race, one of those dated claimers. August 10th, 25 is the tag. And you're going to go to the class, the 2, Traverse, who I think got back with her friends last time and ran very well.
Very, very well. And then they're putting her right back in the same level, same type of situation, just an extra half furlong. Peach Cobbler came back to win on Wednesday and out of this race, and Traverse beat her. So
yeah, she was good the other day.
Peach Cobbler was very good Wednesday.
Long shot scratch of the 7, Girls House, by the way. I'm next door with the 3, Heir to the Roar. This is a drop. Ruben Sierra trying to get a little traction as well, but this horse has never been in with a group like this in their last 3 starts, I should say.
Yeah, and that was a good race. Nike Can. Nike Can is an impressive little Tapeta horse.
There we go. All right, late pick 5 now in that race 8. That's the maiden special weight for the 3-year-olds here. This is a type of race that funnels someone maybe into the Fountain of Youth with the timing, so hopefully we see a good performance here. 3-year-olds going a fast 6 furlongs on the main track, and you've got that late pick 5 ticket. Let's take a look at it now.
Yes, I do. I'm singling right off the bat here. The good news is you can look at these horses, and that's a good thing. And I'm very interested to see how the 12 looks in race 8. So I don't know. We'll see. Race 9, there's my best bet, Karatari. Race 10, I have everybody but the 8. Everyone but the 8. I have no opinion there. They're all the same to me. Race 11, the 5 for me on top, Running Rocket, as well as Shikari, because the works on the grass have been good. And in the finale, I scratch out of my top pick. I scratch into the 6, Media Sensation, but kind of similar to the 10th race. I don't know. If you've got a big budget, honestly, buy it. To me, that's what I would do.
Yeah. This is a very, very tricky sequence at the end of this late pick 5. The 12 was at nice pedigree on a Navasink Pirate for Eddie Owens. But I think everything starts with the 8, Secret Crush, who was going to be favored regardless of the ownership. And now when you talk, my racehorse, they're going to bet this horse hard. And they have reason to bet this horse hard because it appears to be a runner for Todd Pletcher, first-time starter.
Yeah, we'll look at a workout, too. And you want to take note of who he's working with. It's Expressman, who multiple race winner.
He dragged this Expressman. Now, Expressman was dreadful the other day, but he dragged him around the track.
Yeah, he really did. And you see the rider look back just kind of waiting, and the rider's got a loose rein on him.
Yeah.
The inside at Palm Beach Downs, too, that's always, I feel like, a little bit harder for horses to cover ground on, and he's just waiting. Now, again, you said Expressman, I'm not even sure what he wants to do now, but it definitely wasn't any part of what Secret Crush had to offer.
No, Expressman, if you're not familiar with him, I think Expressman ran a 107 Bayer on debut at Saratoga a couple years ago. He's gone off since. He came back off a long layoff in the Ghost Zapper on Pegasus Day.
Maybe.
Yeah, and he didn't do any running. But he's a very talented horse. This guy here on that drill there, you can see he's just a better horse than Expressman. That's a problem for the rest of these. All right, your buddy Eddie Owens got a nice horse here with Holly Crest of the first start. There's a big pedigree here, right, on Navasink Pirate.
Yeah, a full two.
Gelded too, by the way.
Yeah,
sorry.
Both of his are gelded here. Love that. He did the same thing. Great Navigator. Great Navigator was gelded. Great Navigator won first time out. Huge. I was there that day at Monmouth. Great Navigator was really good as a 3-year-old. This horse, first time starter. What do you get? I do know that Eddie Owens gets these horses ready first time out, and it's not often you see him debut a first time starter here during the championship meet.
No. We're waiting on what will be a pivotal key scratch. The 13 bonus move should be coming out. He needs somebody to come out to get in. He's not yet scratched. If he's in, all bets are off here. He's a huge threat. The other one is Hunt Ball. What a pedigree for Godolphin here. Maybe Lasix wakes him up. I don't know. We're going to show the replay, right?
Yeah, we are. And Trucker's in this replay as well. Poor Trucker. I'm not really sure what's going on with this horse because he takes the lead and then just completely gives it up. Hunt Ball, to me, I was never really infatuated with, like a lot of people were. He's the half to Cody's Wish. Okay, Cody's Wish took 4 tries to break his maiden. If you want to really play that card, okay, this is his 4th start. But aren't you supposed to win from here? I get Drum Roll Please is a good horse. Now has gone to the bench for Chad Summers and Al Gold, but still, to me, he's just kind of a plotter.
I couldn't agree more. Lasix today, maybe. He's a have to endorse, too. We know endorse really well. He's darn good, too. He just hasn't seen it out, and she said it perfectly. I mean, if you're not going to win, at least get beat a neck.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not close there. But Lasix does go on today. This is a good post for him. John Velasquez will break running and see what Secret Crush does, and then, game on to the far turn. But we got to see a little more, I think, before getting behind Hunt Ball. Race 9 now is the feature of the Gulfstream Park Turf Sprint. And, again, the ladies will go at it tomorrow in the ladies sprint. Late pick 4. Take a quick look at my ticket now. $36 price. I don't have any singles. I thought, Samantha kind of showed it, too. This is a very, very tricky late sequence here. And, of course, I'll tweet it out as well. This is a tough race. I don't, they're going to bet Caratari. We talked to Brian before the race last time. He said, we're aiming for this race. So it's Caratari to beat.
Right.
He does not have to win, though.
No. Let's show the replay of Caratari here. I know Brian Lynch said before this race, I think he's going to need one, but we're gearing up for this race.
This race today.
Here we go. And I think Brian was shocked at how well this guy ran. He ran huge. He tried. He tried really hard. That was Canthari's second win in a row, and that's a really nice horse there. He ran huge.
8-year-old gelded son of Artie Schiller is still keeping on. He loves it here. He's 7 for 9 in the exacta. This is a perfect post for Caratari. This is his race today. Now, with that being said, though, this is a good group today. Panther Island won the Janus last time, and he did it impressively for Laura Cesares. Yeah,
we'll show the replay because it's Panther Island, Coppola, and Iman. Gang is all here. Iman just does his thing in the back and hopes for a meltdown in the front end here. And Panther Island was just really impressive. And Coppola actually ran very well.
Yeah, and Yes, I'm Free, the stablemate of the winner, came back the other day and was really impressive on the Tapeta.
New track record on the Tapeta.
New track record. Oddly enough, I was worried about if he was going the wrong way. But watch Panther Island sift through here. It's a big effort here. They didn't be 7-1. You're not getting 7-1 today. No. He is clearly the main danger. I'm going to put our old buddy Eamon on top. In second, behind Caratari, because I do think Eamon now, second off the layup, I think he's going to get the splits that he needs today.
Yes, you need that. The rails are at 59 feet today. The speed has just been very good. Of course, this week they've been at 80 all week, but besides there's been a couple races they've switched into the inside. But the outer rails, you always want to hope for a meltdown.
Yeah, and he's going to get a lot of hitting up front. He's not far behind these on paper either. Race number 10, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. 4-year-olds and up here. It's a 10,000 claimer or non-winners since November 10th, and no scratches. Clean field of 8 in here, and we're both on the same pick, and that is the 6th neophyte for Marty Drexler. I thought I was being a little clever here.
Oh, okay. Well, Marty Drexler second off the Woodbine layoff. That's always a good angle here. Honestly, my ticket, the only horse I didn't use is the 8. So I could make a case for any horse in this race except the 8.
And quite honestly, the only horse you're not supposed to use is the 8. It's that type of race. Exchange Day ran so well last time off the claim for Bobby DeBona. I mean, can we double up? We talk about that a lot.
It's hard, too.
It's hard. So we'll see. And he's going to be a short price with IRAD. And he's, the margin for error. We talk about this a lot, too, on the Tapeta. The margin for error is not there, and he's going to be a short number. Yeah. So we'll see what we
Especially
get today.
When horses doubling up when they've already run through their conditions.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
a
non-2, non-3, they can back-to-back or maiden non-2. But it's hard when you're in a spot like this.
I like that. That's a good point. Now, race number 11 is a good one here. 7.5 furlongs on the turf. This is not a turf sprint daily racing for him. This is a 2-turn race here. We do scratch out the 8 Wine Collector. We scratch out the 9 K's Storm Ready. That's going to help in a jam, the 10, because you're in no man's land out there in the parking lot, and we've just got our exacta reverse. You're going to go to the 5 Running Rocket, going to try a second turn for the first time for Brian.
I think this is a good sign here. This horse was working with Ivory Moon, who didn't run well yesterday at all.
Yeah, that was a weird. I don't know what happened.
It was a weird race. Those two favorites just stubbed their toe, and they were behind, and you can't make up ground from where they were. But this horse was working better than Ivory Moon, so that's a good sign. The extra distance, I think, will help here.
Yeah. I could see that. An extra turn as well. Let's take a look at General Ledger. Boy, he was good in the pulpit. This was the meltdown race we talked about earlier, and he's fighting the whole way. He's going to end up being 4th here, beating a half length. Noden's going to sweep him all with what a ride by Irad, timed perfectly. This horse ran big, Samantha.
Huge. I went back and forth between these two, who to put on top, because, this was one of those horses. He was one of the few to stick around late, and he didn't want to give it up. And look at him gallop out, too. He galloped out big, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, this is a horse that they bet him hard.
He's in front, by the way, of everybody.
Everybody, he did not want to give it up. They bet him off the board last time. Maybe they're going to do it today. I wouldn't want too short of a number on him, but he's certainly in the mix here as well. Chikari down inside for Grand Motion. He blew things up on the Tapeta last time. He's getting Lasix today. I don't know.
I think it's a good sign. The work's at Palm Meadows. The work on February 2nd, he's working with a horse named Regal Kingdom, who's a 3-time winner, Louisiana bred, but still a 3-time winner. This horse, he does things really easily, and I get the Tapeta race. All right, watch how Mythic Performance does. Again, it's different surfaces here, but still, you're not in a bad spot here. And Jorge Ruiz works out these crafty trips from the rail.
He is a really good rider, but he's a really good turf rider, and him and Graham, you put them together, they are darn good as well. The finale at around 5:38 in the p.m. The 9 Basketball Jones, the 10 Trinity Park are out. We'll go $170 again on the Tapeta 4 and up, which have never won 2 here, and you are on the 6, and that is Media Sensation for Iniel Cordero.
Blinkers come off.
Yeah.
I think this is a huge move for a horse that's 5 years old. What do you need him for now? Now he's lost 2 times by narrow margins. Pull him off. Let's see if seeing the other horse helps him.
Okay. I got the 4. No regard. I have no opinion here.
Yeah,
this is a cycle back. Whose turn is it today? Tapeta race. He was closer to Media Sensation 2 back. He didn't do a lot of running last time, but I think I don't really know what happened last time. Why? I don't know if Edgard just got put in a tricky spot. Why he was dueling and through 46 and 4. I would think he takes. I'm hoping at least takes a little more of a patient approach today. Mark Hennig, nice win yesterday. We're going to show you. Let's just go to the lightning round now, guys. That's a 12 of them because Mark had a nice one yesterday. We'll get to in a second. Really nice filly that I don't think we'll see in allowance races anymore for Mark and Lee Lewis. But here's our lightning round today, and we're going to start it with tomorrow because that's the ladies' turf sprint tomorrow, the sister race to the turf sprint today.
Yeah, it is, and it's a good one too. Stone Silent looking to double up. She was really, really impressive here. Put away Twilight Gleaming and I think she's gonna be tough tomorrow.
Yeah, she's going to have to work out a trip. She's down towards the inside tomorrow.
Yep.
And, this was her first start with Brian Lynch from Steve Asmussen, so we'll see what we get tomorrow. But, yeah, she's going to be heck to pay in there. Good race tomorrow as well. Boy, there's a world of speed in there. The Coast to Coast Pick 5 returns today with our sister track Santa Anita back in action, and we like this bet, huh?
We do indeed. It's just proven to be very fruitful. 2 races here from from Gulfstream today, 3 from Santa Anita. There's a couple of races at Santa Anita today that I think looks like just you can single and move on.
You were doping it out last night.
Yeah, trying
right?
to.
Looking at Santa Anita. I don't know if it was First Racing or somebody put a tweet.
First Racing, yeah.
Put the tweet out that this bet has paid exponentially more than the parlay, and that's what you get on $1 and 15% takeout. We like that. And speaking of 15% takeout, the Tropical Turf Pick 3 as well, and you had that ticket today.
I do, yep. I'm switching things around. Got single spread, 6, 9, and 11, $3 minimum wager, 15% takeout. Go for it today.
So here's Mark Hennig with
Yeah.
Gunsong. I don't know how she wasn't favored in this race yesterday, but she made everybody realize why she should have been favored. Look at this tour de force here.
Yeah, she really was. She had an advantage because she had a race quicker than Catherine Wheel had, but she was just flat out good. Catherine Wheel was never going to win this. Gunsong just put her away, and I'm hoping to see her and Leslie's Rose hook up somewhere in the future.
Leslie's Rose was the odds-on horse for Todd Pletcher and Whisper Hill that she ran so well against last time. I was a little skeptical. I think you were too, because we picked Catherine Wheel in there. Boy, did she double up with impressively. You got to think now. Go Devona Dale and Gulfstream Park Oaks. Mark Henniger's got a good one, and
he does.
It's always good to see. Your best bet today?
It's Caratari in the sprint for me. Yeah.
All right. It's Brian Lynch around here, and I'm just along for the ride here, but I'm a little earlier. With Mythic Performance, we'll get a little better price than Caratari, but probably not much. How about your long shot today?
Veloce for me.
All
yeah,
right.
race 5. Your top pick, too.
My top pick as well. I'm a little earlier with Macuto, and that is in race 4 for Antonio Sano, and that should be a capital L with the long shot today because Macuto better be 15 to 1 in that spot. So 12 of them for you today. Ronnie's coming up with me in the opener, and Samantha will be on the turf a little bit later on, but I know Pete Aiello's upstairs with your scratches and changes on a big 12 race Saturday card. We're happy to have you aboard.